Namaskar, welcome to Vedic Astrology Basic course. You have chosen the right path by selecting this course. You will find many advanced topics here, and I request you to learn very minutely and expecting all the success in your life as an astrologer. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaskar. Let us start the Parashari Basic. Thank you for your enrollment in this Parashari Yotish. Let's pray to God first, then we start. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharmo sarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namah. Janani saradang devi Ramakrishnang jagat guru pada padme toyang sthitva pranamami muhurmuhu. चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. We shall discuss first in details about 9 planets, 12 houses and 12 rashis, because in Parashari system the significance of planets, houses and rashis, you have to know everything about them, because they are so much interlinked that one of the significance, if you lose, then you can not predict accurately. So let's start with the planets. Let's start with Sun. Sun is the father. Sun is the soul. Sun is the soul. Sun is the source. Sun also represents the bones, the eyes, the ruby, the heart. Lord Shiva, temple, gold, healer, vitality, willpower and male principle. These all are the significations of Sun. So in many of these significations are used heavily in Parashari Yotish. So you have to remember all the signification points of Sun. Next comes Moon. Moon is the mother. Moon the movement. Moon the water. Moon the expenditure also. Moon the mind. Moon the feelings, emotions. Fast speed is also moon. Silver, pearl, water, receptivity, female principle, these all are significations of moon. Moon is the mental state of the person. Moon is a peace of the mind. If moon is not good position in the planet, in the birth chart, in the birth chart, the planet moon is not in a healthy position. If the moon is afflicted in Parashari, the person will not get mental happiness throughout his life. So moon, the mother, the peace, the home, the water. Moon is a karka of feelings. Moon is a karka of all the emotions. Next planet is Mars. Mars is young. Mars is brother. Mars is military. Mars also theft. Malefic Mars is theft. Mars is cruelty, seeing, fire. Mars is courage. Mars is wound. Mars also sex. Mars war. Mars is energy. When Mars is malefic, then it is terrorist. And when Mars is benefic, It is the great protector, the great soldier. Right? Next, Mercury. Mercury is the Karka for skin, the windpipe, the intelligence, Lord Vishnu, education, skill, pleasure places, astrologer, speech, military, communication, and many other communicative skills. Actually, the total communication, speech, the speaking power, everything comes under the Mercury. Mercury is also the trader, Mercury is the teacher, Mercury is the orator, Mercury is the mathematician, Mercury is the accountant, he is the insurance agent, he is the sanitary inspector, he merchants, manages. Actually, Mercury is a truly a tricky planet in astrology. Mercury controls mainly education, mainly wisdom and speech. Next, Jupiter. Jupiter is the guru, is the wisdom. Jupiter is stomach, Jupiter is feet, the wealth, the elder brother, the husband, state beneficiaries also are also Jupiter. Son, father, priest, astrologer, success, luck, expansion, growth, these all are Jupiter. Jupiter is wealth also, Jupiter is also education. Jupiter is spiritual education, right? Jupiter is the wisdom, the real wisdom of the world. Venus. Venus is woman, Venus is face, Venus is urinary organs, Venus is semen, the comfort, the pleasure, the vehicles, the jewelries, the perfumes, the music, dance, love, peace, beauty. All the beautiful things comes under Venus. Harmony, immoral, sexual pleasure, bed pleasure, ornaments, all the luxury goods, the large mansions, the soundless vehicles, the ultra modern vehicles, all comes under Venus. Saturn. Saturn, the nerves, the disease, the long duration. Saturn is death. Saturn is also service. Saturn is also agriculture, labor imprisonment, lakes, longevity. Saturn is responsibility, the duty, the limitations, the harsh speech. Saturn is humiliation. Saturn is fall from height, hard-heartedness, obstination, the fears, the subordinates, risk-taking attitude. These are all Saturns. But the longevity, the something that is long lasting, something delayed, something painful, something humiliating, something karmic are Saturn. Rahu. Rahu represents suddenness, disinclination, faulty logic, harsh speech. Rahu also research, immoral woman, foreign travel and residence is also from Rahu. Rahu is wanderer. Rahu is technical education. Rahu is originality. Rahu is illusion, the mystery, the occult science, the struggles and the research. These all comes under Rahu. Rahu is travel. Rahu is also research. Next comes Ketu. Ketu is self-knowledge. Ketu is moksha. Ketu is renunciation. Ketu is tantra mantra. Ketu is occult and mystical learning. Ketu is detachment, the pilgrimages, Sufferings, the fire, the courage, war, energy, uncertainty also comes under Ketu. But mainly Ketu is self-knowledge, the moksha and the renunciation of life. Ketu is also mantra tantra if Ketu and Mars is linked. Occult and mystical learnings, this also comes under Ketu. Let us discuss about the Rashis. We all know 12 Rashis are there in the horoscope. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. And the lordship of the Rashis, Aries is Lord of the Aries is Mars. Mars is also Lord of Scorpio. The first house and the 8th house of the Kalpurusha. Second house and the 7th house, Rashis are Taurus and Libra. These are governed by Venus. Gemini and Mercury, 3 and 6. Rashi number 3, that is Gemini, and 6, that is Virgo. These are governed by Mercury. Moon only governs Cancer, the 4th house of the Kalpurusha. Sun only governs the 5th house of the Kalpurusha, that is Leo sign. Jupiter governs sign number 9, that is Sagittarius, and Pisces, sign number 12. And Saturn governs the sign number 10 and sign number 11, that is Capricorn and Aquarius. You all know probably these basic things. But let's start with some specific things. The sign, Kalpurusha sign 1, 4, 7, 10, that is Aries, Cancer, Libra and Capricorn. These are called movable signs. These are movable signs. They are active. The person born in this sign, if the person having Lagna in these signs, are active, practical, they are less thoughtful. They are Rajasic in temperament, they are decisive, they are not sensitive to feelings to others. They become mainly self-employed. They are also businessmen, travelers, sportsmen, marketing professionals, and their preferred profession mainly same employment, right? They are aggressive, they are positive, they are achievers. Next, fixed signs. The Kundli of Kalpurusha, we find the second house, the 5th house, the 8th house and the 11th house. Rashis are in these houses in Kalpurushas are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius respectively. These signs are fixed signs. They are more reflective and thoughtful, but they are less activity oriented. They think more and they performs or acts less. They are stable, they are natural, they are formal, they are tamasic temperament, status co-oriented. They likes to continue or uphold the traditions, firm, unyielding and possessive. Their preferred professions mainly are business, professions that require authority, routine clerical job and sedentary jobs. Sedentary jobs are very much preferred in case of fixed sign Lagna persons. Next comes dual signs. That is the sign number 3, 6, 9, 12. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces comes under the dual sign. The people of the dual sign usually negative, unstable and wavering, but they are shortic in temperament. They are adaptable, prone to indecisiveness. They think, they calculate, they worry and reflections comes in their face. They mainly introvert, but they are very flexible in approach. They are not dashing. They are true introvert or they are overly preoccupied with themselves. Preferred professions at service, intellectual professions like philosophers, writers, scientists, astrologers, advisors, lawyers, jobs of originality, literary pursuits, and lecturers. These are the features of the persons of dual sign. So we have discussed the signs and we have divided the signs in three categories according to the movability of the sign. Number 1 movable sign, number 2 fixed sign, and number 3 dual sign. Now let's consider according to classify signs according to inherent quality of the signs. There are four kind of qualitative signs: fiery, earthy, airy, and watery. Fiery, earthy, airy, and watery. Fiery signs are 1, 5, 9, that is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. These signs are very much energetic, they are determined, they are practical. They likes to hate and dominate others. They are independent, their leadership quality is also there. They are self-promoter, they are proud, they are humorous, and their preferred profession mainly industry, police, engineering, iron industry, surgeon, explorer, soldier, barber, butchers, trade union leaders, politicians. These are the preferred professions of fiery sign people. Next comes earthy signs. 2, 6, 10, that is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are the earthy signs. These people are very practical. They are hardworking, they are down to earth. Their capability of work self-centered and cautious. They are very much cautious. They are self-centered person. They are capable of any kind of physical work or mental work. Their preferred professions mainly are business and administrative and economic jobs, civil service, property building, agricultural job, furniture, wood and timber related business, food items, minings. These all are their preferred jobs. Next comes earthy sign, airy signs. These people are versatile. They are more mental worker actually. They are very creative, intellectual. They are logical. They are very much planner and calculative person. They are philosophical. They are sensual. They are hard workers, and they impressed by feelings of others. Their preferred professions are intellectual professions like philosopher, writer, scientist, astrologer, advisors, right? So these are the signs of airy sign people. Next comes watery signs. Watery signs are 4, 8, and 12, that is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Emotionally, they are very much active. Love affection is a common phenomena there. They are very much attached with others. They are very passionate. They are also wise and devotional. They are nervous. They are intuitive. They are cough or cough related problems are there because these are all watery signs. And by profession they are chemists and drugs related jobs and researches. Biology, they are favorable signs. Shipping, merchant navy, marine engineers, petroleum products, fishing, these are the common professions of the watery sign people. So we have completed planets and signs. Next we are going to the bhavas or the houses. You all know that there are 12 houses in the horoscope: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, first house, second house, third house, fourth, fifth, sixth, up to 12. That is 1 to 12 houses, right? Next we come to the point, what are the significance of first house, that is the Lagna. First house is a physical stature, is a the whole man, the man is a himself is a first house. His shape, his body structure, his health conditions, his vitality and vigor, his habit of talking, natural dispositions, his tendencies, the overall person, overall man is a first house, right? Second house is a house of money, self earned money, or the liquid assets. Second house is also for family, the large family. Fourth house is also for family. We consider fourth house as core family, and second house is a larger family, that is uncle, aunties, and their children's, the whole family, the whole relatives may come into the, or the joint family in few places still available. Few families are still joint family. So this is the house. Second house represents the family, and second house also indicates the speech. So these three things are mainly represented by second house. Money, mainly the liquid money, the shares, the securities, bonds, and also jewelry, because jewelry is also very liquid. Next, the larger family, and number 3 is speech. Also, food and drinks also comes under the second house, because second house denotes the quality of the person that takes the food, right? So this is second house. Now comes third house. Third house is mental inclination, ability, effort, very much linked. Third house, seventh from third, is the ninth house. Ninth house is the house of fortune. So third house is the house of activity. So activity or the efforts are directly linked with the fortune. It is said that fortune will come when you start doing something. So effort is third house and fortune is the ninth house. Just 180 degree apart. Just seventh from the third, that is the ninth house, is the house of fortune. Also, all the communications and all the communicative things comes under the third house, right? Short travels also comes under third house. Neighbors comes under third house. All the paperworks, all the accounting sections, these all comes under third house. Now, publishers, editors, they are also journalists, they are also comes under third house. They are seen from the third house, right? Next, fourth house. Fourth house is the house of mother, is the house of home, the residence, the domestic environment. It is the house of mental peace. It is the house of rest. It is the house of learning, because we learn first from our mother. So basic learning is seen from the fourth house, and many have also this opinion that fifth house is the house of basic learning. We don't jump into the debate, but we consider fourth house as the house of basic learnings or the learnings, because mother is the best teacher of the world. So this is the house of mother and motherly figures. This is also the house of fixed assets, land and properties. These are the house. Also vehicles comes under the fourth house, like treasures and liquid water, milk and water materials, petroleums. This all comes under the fourth house, right? Fifth house is for our next generation, that is progeny, our children. It is also indicates the inclinations of a person. It is the Purva Punna Bhav, that is the past life karma bhavs are fifth house. It's a house of pleasure, it's a house of enthusiasm, extracurricular activities, it's a house of entertainment, it's a house of amusement and sports and romanticism, it's a house of games and cinemas and dramas and musics and marriage and amusements, love marriage. You know that fifth house and seventh house is the house of marriage. So fifth and seventh, if both houses are connected, then we can say the person may have love marriage, right? So this is the house of fifth house. It also becomes a house of problem when fifth house is attached with the eighth house or the 12th house. 5, 6, 8, 12, if these are connected, then it is also the house of rape and kidnap. So these are the significations of fifth house. Next comes to the point sixth house. Sixth house is the house of disease, house of routine work, house of service. Sixth house is the house for the servants. Our servants is seen from the sixth house. Our employees are seen from the sixth house. Employer is the 10th house and employees are the sixth house, right? Our enmity, especially enemies, few enemies are seen from sixth house. Competition, success is only happens when a person has good sixth house, because it is a house of competition. It is also house of maternal uncle. Seventh house is a house of union, that is a house of partnership. Both the life partnership and the business partnership are seen from the seventh house. Seventh house is also the house of business. Seventh house is the house of bondage, of contracts. It is a house of divorce also, but it's a house of trade and business. It's the most important, and it's the house of your spouse. Eighth house, it is the house of death. It is the house of miseries. It is the house of loss and obstacles, blame, accident. It's a house of danger. It's a house of humiliation. It is the house of unnatural something, drowning, fire accidents, suicide. It's a house also for longevity. It's a house of inheritance, inherited property, unearned money. Second house is our self-earned money, and eighth house is our unearned money, the dowry we get, the property, parental or in-laws property we get, the property of some dead person we inherit. This all comes under eighth house. Eighth house is also known for obstruction. When a person is running through the dasha of eighth house, definitely he will be obstructed from every way. His profession, his social status will be in very severely low condition. He will be obstructed, his job may be in danger. Sudden changes, it's a house of suddenness, sudden uncertainty. The person is going through a very good phase, suddenly there is a break, and suddenly the total situations goes against him. This is the significations of second house, but it is the house of occult science. It is the house of astrology. It is a house of research. If a person is in research, is an engineer or a doctor, eighth house is beneficial for him, because eighth house significations is also medicine, is also research work. Astrology, occult sciences comes under eighth house. Ninth house is a house of father. It's a house of dharma, or the house of our religion. Is a house of philosophy. It's a house of wisdom, divinity, lordship. Is a house of spirituality. Is a house of guru. Is a house of long journey. It's a house of long journey. It's a house of vision. Is a house of our fortune. Ninth house is a house of fortune. If a person having afflicted ninth house in the horoscope, definitely he will not be fortunate. 10th house is the house of karma, house of profession, house of social status and honor and dignity, public esteem and power. It's a house of enjoying power. It's a house of prestige. It's a house of success. It's a house of rank. It's a house of promotion, achievement. It's a house of professional success. Next, 11th house. 11th house is house of benefit, profit, house of prosperity, house of pleasure, house of elder siblings. Third house is a house for younger siblings, and 11th house is the house of elder siblings. It's a community. It's a house of friends and associates, advisors, supporters, well-wishers. Also, it's a house of gain. It's a house of profit. Next, 12th house. 12th house. 12th house is a house of loss and expenditure. It's a house of hospitalization. It's a house of jail. It's a house of limitation. It's a house of loss. But if it acts positively, then it's a house of investment. It's a house of staying abroad. It's a house of going to overseas. It's a house of bed pleasure. Yes, 7th house is the house of marriage, but 12th house is a house of bed pleasure. 12th house is a house of the relation between husband and wife. So we have completed all the 12th houses, and in the PDFs you will get details. I request you to go through the PDFs and you will definitely gain the mastery over it. So we have covered many basic things in the class 1. In class 2 we shall move forward. Om Namah Shivaya. Let's start today's session with prayer. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharmo sarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namah. Jananing saradang devi Ramakrishnam jagadguru padapadme tayam sthitva pranamami muhurmuhu. Let's start. Exaltation and debilitation of planets. We know that planets gets exalted and gives maximum result or most benefic results, I may say, when they are posited in some specific rashis, and planets when posited in some specific rashis they gets debilitated. Now this concept of exaltation and debilitation is very much used in Parashari system, and most commonly it is used in case of predicting when a dasha or a mahadasha or a antardasha is going to a particular planet and the planet is exalted or debilitated. Jupiter exalted in Cancer and debilitated in Capricorn. Here the number means the Rashi of the sign. 4th Rashi of Kalpurusha, that is Cancer, and 10th Rashi of Kalpurusha, that is Capricorn. This means that Jupiter gives its maximum benefit result when it is posted in Cancer, and Jupiter gives most malefic results, rather I may say less benefic results, as Jupiter is a Swatic planet. Still, if it is debilitated, then the person or the native will face the bad results of Jupiter. But one thing I must have to clear, that this exaltation and debilitation is specific for a planet for a specific Rashi or the sign, but result is not, because there are so many factors motivating these exaltation and debilitation results, that whenever you are completely sure about the full horoscope, you should not predict that this is a malefic planet or this is a benefic planet for you. Am I clear? Next comes Sun. Sun gets exalted in Aries and Sun gets debilitated in Libra. Moon gets exalted in Taurus and Moon gets debilitated in Scorpio. Mercury gets exalted in Virgo and Mercury gets debilitated in Pisces. Just opposite of Mercury, Venus gets exalted in Pisces and debilitated in Virgo. Mars gets exalted in Capricorn and debilitated in the Cancer. So we have seen exaltation and debilitation of planets. Saturn is there also. Saturn gets exalted in Libra and debilitated in Aries. One thing I must have to clear, few are in opinion that Rahu and Ketu also gets exalted and debilitated in such and such Rashis. But I personally do not believe, especially in case of predicting through Parashari system, that the nodes have exaltation or debilitation Rashis. So I am not considering it, but yes, still there are some opinion, there are some learned persons of our previous generations and still in this generation, that they believe that Rahu and Ketu have exaltation and debilitation, and Rahu and Ketu have also aspect. Actually, whatever I have learned from my gurus, they actually did not consider that Rahu and Ketu gets exalted and debilitated. So I am. Our next point is friendship and enmity of planets. This is, I think, the most important topic if we consider that we want to make prediction. Suppose planet A is posited in the Rashi of planet B and planet B is enemy of planet A. Definitely the native will not get very good result of planet A. And if it is posited in its friendly sign, in his own sign, in his Mool Trikon sign, then the result will be enhanced and the planet will deliver its best result. So we have to go through the table of friendship and enmity of individual each planet. Here I am taking the common opinion. Actually, in astrology, friendship and enmity of planets, rishis have given us many opinions, but we are the followers of them. We are taking it as a totality, right? So in totality, we are here. This table I have prepared is this table is actually the totality of all the opinions. Yes, few might not consider a planet may not be enmity or neutral or friend to planet B, but what I have made the list here is from getting knowledge of different books and from hearing some great persons of astrology. Sun as a planet is thinks his friends are Moon, Mars and Jupiter. I use the term thinks, that is considers. It may or may not be. That will be discussed in other chapters or in other parts of astrology. But Sun considers that Moon, Mars and Jupiter are my friends. Mercury is neutral. It is not friendly, not enmitical. But Venus, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, these 4 planets are my enemy. Moon considers Sun and Mercury are only my friends. Mars, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn are neutral, and Rahu and Ketu only my enemy. I am again repeating, I am not taking only Parashara's view here. I am taking views from other rishis also. I am making a total picture from getting different opinions to a single frame so that you can learn and you can practice and you can judge by yourself. In case of friendship and enmity, there is variety of opinion available in astrology. In case of Mars considers that Sun, Moon, Jupiter and Ketu, they are my friends. Venus and Saturn are neutral to me. Look at that point. Mars considers Venus and Saturn are neutral and Mercury and Rahu enemy. Whereas Mercury understands Sun, Venus, Rahu, Ketu are my friends. Mars, Jupiter and Saturn are neutral to me and Moon is my only enemy. Jupiter considers Sun, Moon and Mars as its friend. Jupiter thinks Saturn, Rahu, Ketu are neutral and Jupiter considers Mercury and Venus as its enemy. Venus considers Mercury, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu as friends, Mars and Jupiter as neutral, Sun and Moon as enemies. Saturn considers Mercury, Venus and Rahu. These 3 are my friends. Jupiter is neutral to me, but Sun, Moon, Mars and Ketu, they are my enemies. You have to remember these tables throughout your life of astrology, and all the predictions you can do. Definitely you have to believe, you have to stand on the point of view of friendship and enmity. I have also given here friendship and enmity charts of Rahu and Ketu here, but these I am again repeating my statement. These are not fixed, these are variable in case of views of the rishis. Parashara's view, Rahu's Multrikon sign is Sagittarius, whereas other views are Multrikon sign of Rahu is Leo. Parashara's view, Rahu's friend, Sun, Moon, Mars, neutral is Saturn, and Rahu thinks Venus and Mercury are my enemy. Whereas other thinks that Venus and Saturn are enemy. In case of Ketu, friends, natural and enemy, 3 tables are given, but these tables are based on variety of views. You should remember it. Next comes very important point, aspects of the planet. All the planets have 7th aspect. It's common to everyone. Some of the rishis consider Rahu and Ketu have 7th aspect, some are not. In case of Parashari Yotish, I personally do not consider Rahu and Ketu have any aspect, but in Vrigunandinari Yotish, I consider Rahu and Ketu have aspect. It's for my point of view, it might not be yours. You can decide whichever path you want to take, but except Rahu and Ketu, if we consider here, all the planets have 7th aspect. It's common to everyone. That is, what do you mean by aspect? Means I am sitting in my house and I am watching the house exactly opposite to me. That's my friend's house or my enemy's house. So aspect means I am giving some influence there. I am not present there. I am present in my own house or my house where I have chosen or I have posited, but I am watching continuously to another house what is happening there. So I am influencing that house. That is called aspect, right? So every planet have 7th aspect, but there are few planets who have special aspects, right? Like Jupiter have a special aspect. Aspects are 5th and 9th. Whenever Jupiter is posited, it throws its special aspect to the 5th house and to the 9th house. In Parashari, Jupiter's aspect are considered as the most holiest thing. Whenever house is aspected by Jupiter, whatever house is aspected by Jupiter, the all malefic effects of the house gets completely vanished. Even Rahu, Ketu, these like malefic planets, or any planet, suppose Mars is giving malefic results, or other planets, Venus, Mercury. If Jupiter gives 5th and 9th aspect, the malefic results are very much diminished or balanced. Whereas Saturn in his 3rd and 10th are its special aspects. These aspects are not considered very good according to Parashari system. 3rd aspect and 10th aspect, whenever house or planet is aspected by Saturn through 3, 7 and 10, because 7 is common to everybody, the planet or the house is which very much affected by Saturn's aspect. Mars's aspect, Mars also have special aspect 4th and 8th from its position. So Mars totally have 3 aspect, 4, 7 and 8. Mars's aspect are not also not considered very good, very benefic in case of astrology. Now let's check some chart to actually describe the situation how the aspect results and how the things are gone, I am here with a chart of a person. How it is considered, I am just, it's a example chart, right? See Jupiter in the 12th house. Jupiter has its fifth aspect, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Jupiter aspecting the 4th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jupiter has also aspect of the 8th house. This person has lost his father in earlier of his childhood, but he has very good relation, like a friend, with his mother, because Jupiter is aspecting the 5th house and mother is the karaka of 4th house. Jupiter is aspecting the 4th house by its 5th aspect, and 4th house, natural significator of 4th house is moon, and we think mother and mental peace from 4th house. Jupiter is giving its 9th aspect to the 8th house in this horoscope. The person is a researcher and he is an engineer. So good 8th house is required for a person of having such kind of success in his life, because 8th house is the house of research also. On the other hand, Saturn producing his 3rd aspect to the 4th house. This aspect is not considered good. So there is some problem in any of the significations of the 4th house will be there. We know that we consider basic education from 4th house. Saturn's 3rd aspect in his childhood, as his father was Cancer, his education was very much hampered. Saturn also have 10th aspect. So Saturn aspecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 10th aspect, Saturn aspecting Venus and Ketu. Venus is luxury and Ketu is spiritualism. These two factors is also hampered for the person, as Saturn is aspecting by 10th aspect. Now if we have to think that whatever the dasha is person going through, if he is going through the dasha of Jupiter, then the aspects of Jupiter will come into light, and we shall specially consider this aspect. And when the dasha of Saturn is going, we specially consider the dasha of Saturn, right? Mars in this chart posited in the 7th house. Mars is giving his 4th aspect 1, 2, 3, 4 to the Sun, not good, and 5, 6, 7, 8 to the Saturn, to the finance. So in this chart, Mars's 4th and 8th aspect have gone to Sun, the karaka of father, and to the Saturn in the posited in the 2nd house. 2nd house is for finance. So special aspect have a very significant role in case of predicting, in case of accurately predicting. Now going back to the previous topic, friendship and enmity, you see Saturn is posited in its enemy's house. So Saturn will not deliver good result, as it is posited in the enemy's house. Moon is posited in the house of Venus. Now look at the friendship and enmity chart again. And what do you think? What will be the result of Moon if it is posited in the house of Venus? Mars is posited in the house of Mercury. What should be the result of Mars when it is posited in the house of Mercury? Look at the chart of friendship and enmity and predict. Mercury is posited in the house of Mars. Look, here is a exchange of houses between Mars and Mercury. If two planets gets exchanged, then their malefic effects are actually neutralized, and they both produces good result, because I am in the house of my enemy and enemy is in the house of my. So we both talked together and we have come to the conclusion that you don't break my house, I am also not breaking your house. So if exchange happens, then the enmity gone. This chart is very nice example of exchange of houses. Number 6 is the Rasi of Mercury, that is Virgo. Number 8 is the Rasi of Mars, that is Scorpio. Sun is the house of Jupiter. So Sun is very happy with his house. Venus is in the house of Saturn. So Venus is happy. But Ketu, look at the chart and predict about Ketu. Jupiter is in the house of Saturn. Look at the chart again and predict whether Jupiter will give good result or bad result if it is posited in Saturn's house. If you can remember the friendship and enmity and the aspect, then you can make stunning predictions, because the significations of planets, houses and rashis are there. You have to remember these things. You have to remember the friendship, enmity and the aspects. Now whatever dasha is going on, whatever planet is active and whatever the houses it is posited and it is aspecting, according to friendship and enmity and according to karakatva or signification of the houses, it will deliver its result, good or bad. That's all for today. Hope you have enjoyed well. In the next session, we shall meet very soon. Namaskar. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaskar. Let's start today's session. Today's session actually it will be more practical oriented. You will not get any PDF for today's session. You have to make your own notes. So let's start with the prayer of our beloved God, our Father, our Mother, our everything. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharmau sarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namah jananing saradang devi Ramakrishnang jagat guru pada padme tvayam sthitva pranamami muhurmuhu. Let's start. You see, it is a real horoscope of one of my client. This is ascendant written here. This is the Lagan. I have to go. I want to make the chart style also in South Indian, because it will help few people also. This is the ascendant, right? This is Aries, Taurus, and this is the Virgo ascendant. In case of North Indian style, I am opening another chart of North Indian ascendant, if it is possible. I have never tried that actually. No, both are changing. It will not be possible. Though the logic is same, the same. Both charts actually are same. Just style is different. You may look at this chart. This is the Lagan of Virgo and this is the Lagan of Cancer. I have opened two charts. I shall open few more charts so that it will be easier. Right. This is also a chart. This is the Lagan of Sagittarius. when you go to read a birth chart, at first you have to look at the Lagan, where the Lagan Lord is posited. Next you have to look at the 5th and the 9th house, because they are the main houses of the horoscope. If anybody having 5th and the 9th house and the Lagan afflicted, the chart is not good, right? So strength of the planet, strength of the house, and condition of the birth chart should be read from the first. You have to notice in these things. Number 1. Number 2, you have to look at to the what the if the person is young, his professional life should first be looked into. If he is in old age, his physique, his health condition should be looked into, right? So there are priority of the person according to its age, time. If a couple, then their marital life would be an issue, then their children will be an issue, right? We know that at the different stages of life, our main priority of life changes. Now in this case, after the 5th lord, the 9th lord, the Lagan lord, will have to the Kendra positions, that is 1, 4, 7 and 10. Is these positions are occupied by the benefic planet or the malefic planets? If Lagan lord is posited in the Kendras, if the 5th lord is posited in the Kendra, if the 9th lord is posited in the Kendra, if the Kendra, where the Kendra lords are posited, are they posited 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, the 3 houses, 3rd house, 11th house? These are not good houses. Actually, in Parashari system, 11th house is not also very good house, as it is 6th from 6th. Bhavat Bhavam is a theory. I shall discuss it after some time. So 6th from 6th is also not good, but in other systems, 11th house is considered very good house. So you have to go to the position of the lords of the Kendra, planet posited in the Kendra house, planet posited in the 5th house and the 9th house, and the 5th lord and the 9th lord's position. These should be considered. Here Gulik and Mandi, actually it's needed very much in medical astrology. It's a different stream. I am not going into that matter, but you should find what is Jik and what is Mn, that is the Gulik and Mandi, that are the subplanets of Saturn. They take them in deep consideration in case of medical astrology. But in Parashari system, these things should be first considered. Next, we have to come to the point that friendship and enmity. According to friendship enmity, the house and the planet which can give good result and which can give bad result, we have to identify them. Suppose Jupiter is exalted, though it is in the 8th house, still exalted Jupiter will provide very good results. If the person follows Jupiter, that is, if the person follows Jupiter in 8th house, what the karma has told him to do, then this is an excellent chart. Jupiter in 8th house actually is considered excellent in Lal Kitab also, right? That's a different stream, but Jupiter in his exalted house, friend's house, and exalted condition, very good. Saturn, very good condition. You know, Mars is also in his friend's house, Mars in Leo. Sun is with Mercury. Sun treats Mercury as neutral, so Sun has no problem with that. Venus is in his own house. So from this chart you can understand that which planet is in good condition and which planet is not in good condition. Suppose in this chart Saturn in third house in Scorpio, extremely sorry, in Scorpio. This is not a good position for Saturn, right? Venus is exalted, but Mercury is debilitated. Sun is with Rahu. Though Sun is in Mars's house, that is in Aries, but Sun is with Rahu is not a good sign for the Sun because Sun is afflicted. So in this way you can definitely from a single glance you can understand that what kind of chart it is, which planets may give good result and which planet may not give good result, which are the houses that are very good for this chart and which are the houses that not very good for this chart. Next we have to consider the aspects. We all know Mars has fourth aspect, so Mars from 9th house aspecting Moon in the 12th house. Also Mars aspecting 4th house. Mars also aspecting Saturn and Saturn aspecting Mars, right, from the 7th aspect. Jupiter in its 5th aspect aspecting Mars, in its 9th aspect aspecting the Lagan. So when the dasha operates of Jupiter or Saturn or Venus or Mercury, which are the houses gets activated? Is that house getting activated by this planet? Is the house concerned is in good condition? Is it is getting good aspects or it's getting bad aspects? I mean aspects of malefic or aspects of benefic. Kendra Lord never be malefic in a chart. Suppose it's a I may say Lagan Lord. Extremely sorry. Lagan Lord. It is the Lagan of Virgo sign. So Mercury will never give bad result to this chart. It is a chart of Sagittarius. So Jupiter will never give a bad result in this chart. It is a Lagan of Cancer. So Moon will never give bad result for this chart, right? So actually charts are read from this planets position, friendship and enmity, how the planets can behave, and the aspect the planet is getting. And then this is the static promise. Then suppose a person having a very good second house, he will get very good money. When the time that he will get the money, this is the Vimshatari Dasha or the Dasha system that will tell about the timing of the event and the transit also. But deep study of transit and Dasha system will not be possible in these basic lessons. Just these lessons are just for the beginners who want to start from the scratch, want to know the basic things of the horoscope, and then he or she can make a mansion, a very good building there, right? Next we shall come into the Bhavad Bhavam. Suppose second house is the house of finance. Second from the second, that is the third house, will actually tell the condition of the second house. This is the Parashara's one of the greatest theory, you may say, Bhavad Bhavam theory. A house as far away from a house as the latter
is away from the Lagan and it acts like a latter house. Am I clear? Suppose the fifth from the fifth will tell about the condition of the fifth. The sixth from the sixth will tell about the condition of the sixth. If sixth house is bad, then sixth from the sixth is also bad. If fifth house is good, then fifth from the fifth will definitely indicate. Right? And also many astrologers also considers Karka planet for this assessment. Suppose the efforts is seen from the third house and from planet Mars. So third house from the Mars will say about the effort of the person, about the valor of the person, about the younger siblings of the person, about the all the significations of third house will be, you can predict from the third from the Mars, right? Same, fourth from the Lagna and the Moon will say the condition of the mother. Fifth from the Lagna, Moon and the Jupiter. That means we are taking Lagna, we are taking the Karka planet also. Third from the Lagna is the condition of the effort of the person. Third from the Mars is also the same. Fourth from the Lagna is the mother of the native or mental peace of the native. Fourth from the Moon also is the mental peace and mother's condition of the native. Seventh from the Lagna is the house of spouse. So seventh from the seventh house is also the condition of the spouse, and also Venus is the Karka of spouse. So seventh from the Venus, though it is in same condition, same house, in indicating, suppose here seventh from the Venus, we shall also take into consideration the condition of the fifth house in order to give the judgment about the marital condition, because fifth house is the seventh house from Venus. Venus is the Karka planet of marriage. Ninth from the Lagna and the Sun. 10th from the Lagna and the Sun. 9th from the Lagna and the Moon. These are the theories of Bhavat Bhavam. This is a great thing. In the advanced course it will be discussed elaborately, but I have given some hints to you. Next comes the yogas. Yogas are actually give very good predicting technique. There are thousands of yogas, and mainly yogas manifest when the Lagna or the Lagna Lord are strong, and the yoga takes place in an auspicious house. Suppose a person having a good yoga, I am discussing about the yogas, but the Lagan and the Lagan Lord is not the strong, or the yoga is happening in the 8th or 12th or 6th houses, then the yoga will not give so much result than if the yoga will happen in 4th house or 10th house or 7th house or 5th or 9th house. Then the yoga or the Lagna itself, then the yoga will deliver better results. So positions of the yoga is also an important factor in Parashari Jyotish. Few important yogas, you may take note of them. Panch Mahapurush yogas. Panch Mahapurush yogas are mainly few types are there. Hansa yoga, Malavya yoga, Shasha yoga, Bhadra yoga and Ruchak yoga. It happens if Hansa yoga for Jupiter, Malavya yoga for Venus, Shasha yoga for Saturn, Bhadra yoga for Mercury and Ruchak yoga for Mars. If they are in Kendra or they are in own house or they are in exalted house, exaltation, then auspicious fructification of the planet's Karakatva is indicated, and that is called the Panch Mahapurush Yoga. Then you may find many Raj Yogas are there in the horoscope. It is a relation between the Kendra, belongs to the Vishnu, the preserver. These Kendra houses 1, 4, 7, 10. These are called Kendra houses. These Kendra houses are called the houses of Vishnu, that is the preserver. And lords of the Trikona, that is the 5th, 9th, these and the Lagan. These lords, Lagan is also in the Vishnu, so Lagan may consider in the preserver there is a Vishnu, but the Lagan, the Trikona, that is the 5th and the 9th lord mainly. These 5th and the 9th lord, if have any conjunction or any yoga formed with this Kendradhipatis, then Raj Yoga is formed. Yogas are formed mainly in conjunction. Suppose Sun and Mercury is conjunct here. Yogas are also formed in mutual exchange. Sun is Mercury's house and Mercury is Sun's house. Suppose, or Jupiter is in Moon's house and Moon is in Jupiter's house. Just I am giving example. Number 2, numbers 1 in another house and aspected by the planet. In that horoscope, it's also a yoga. You know, Mars aspecting Saturn and Saturn aspecting Mars. So they are conjunct. If they are forming yoga, then it is yoga. If not, if yoga is to be happened, then the Lagna Lord or the Trikon Lord or the Kendra Lord should be in conjunct with the Trikon Lord. Suppose in this horoscope, Lagan Lord Jupiter, Trikon, the Kendra Lords are also Jupiter and Mercury. So if Jupiter and Mercury is with the 5th and the 9th Lord, here you see 9th Lord is Sun. So 9th and 10th or 9th and 7th Lord is conjunct. This is a Raj Yoga. Right? So in this way, if the lords of the Kendra and the lords of the Trikona is called the Lakshmi Sthan. The Vishnu and Lakshmi Sthans are conjunct. If conjunction will happen in these conditions, they are placed together, they are aspecting on each another, and they are in houses of each another. That is Parivartana. This is called Raj Yoga, and this Raj Yoga gives very good result to the native, very auspicious result to the native, if the Dasha and the Bhukti, mainly Mahadasha of that Raj Yoga planet is in the right time. The native gets the Raj Yoga planet's Dasha in the right time of his life. Suppose a person having Raj Yoga and he got the Yoga planet's Dasha at the age of 70 years, or Raj Yoga was at the age of 2 years. What will be the benefit? The Raj Yoga should also be timing of the yoga from the Vimshattari Dasha system. In this case, suppose in this case this person having Dasha of Moon up to 2011, Dasha of Mars up to 2001 Moon, 2011 Mars, Rahu 2018, Jupiter 2036, 18 to 36 Jupiter's Mahadasha is operating. Then Saturn 52. Then after 52, Mercury, the Raj Yogkari planets Dasha, will operate. At the year of 52, the person born in 2002, the person will be 50 years of age. So he will get a very good name and fame. This is called Dharmadhipati Karmadhipati Raj Yoga, as the house of the karma and the house lord of the karma and the house lord of the dharma, they are together in conjunction. So this is called Dharmadhipati Karmadhipati Raj Yoga. But the person is getting that Raj Yoga at the age of 50 years. Would it not be beneficial more that if the person got this yoga at the age of 20 years? Because Mercury's yoga will long up to 2052 to 2071. But this is the, we can say, this is the karma, the result we are getting. This person having a very good Raj Yoga, but it will be activated at the age of 50. Let's see this Raj Yoga in South Indian style also. It's a chart of Sagittarius. The 10th lord, in the 10th house, the 9th lord, that is the sun. 9th lord is sun, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th lord is Mercury. 7th lord and the 9th lord, lord of the Trikona, the trine, and the lord of the Kendra, they are conjunct. So this is very good Raj Yoga, right? The Raj Yoga forms when planets of 1, 4, 7, 10, that is the planets, that is the position of Kendra in a birth chart, and the position of trine, 5th house and the 9th house. When these lords are connected with the Kendradhipatis, that is the Kendra lords, then Raj Yoga is formed, right? Next comes a very good point, that is Viprit Raj Yoga. Viprit Raj Yoga is when formed, when it's a nice Raj Yoga, you know. Many charts I have seen with Viprit Raj Yoga. Mutual exchange of, or mutual exchange or the, yes, mutual exchange or the combination of trick, that is the 6th, 8th and 12th. This is called Viprit Raj Yoga. How it is formed? If 6th lord is in the 8th or in the 12th house, it's called Hans Yoga, Harsha Yoga. 6th lord in 8th or 12th is called Harsha Yoga. 8th lord is in 6th or in the 12th, it's called Sarala Yoga. And 12th lord is in the 6th or in the 8th, it is called the Vimala Yoga. Actually these are the houses of trick houses, you know, Triksthan. But if mutual exchange happens, 6th lord is in the 6th lord and 12th lord mutually exchange their position, or 6th lord is in the 8th house, 8th lord is in the 12th house, 12th lord is in the 6th house, these yoga are formed. It is called Viprit Raj Yoga. Then comes the important point, Dhani Yoga. We all want to know when it will be the time that we'll get wealth, right? Relationship of 2nd and 11th lord, 2nd and not and, or 2nd lord or 11th lord with the Lagan lord, the 5th lord or the 9th lord. That is the adobs of Lakshmi. So Lakshmi Sthan, 5th house, 9th house, and the Lagan Lord itself, most benefic planet for any chart. Lagan Lord is always very much benefic. So Lagan Lord, 5th Lord, and 9th Lord, if is in conjunction with 2nd Lord or the 11th Lord. Suppose in this chart, 2nd Lord is Saturn, 11th Lord is Venus. If Saturn or Venus is in conjunction with Lagan Lord Jupiter, 5th Lord Mars, and 9th Lord Sun. In this case, it is not happening, but you will find horoscopes when you will find that this Dhan Yoga is seen. Suppose in this case, 2nd house Lord, that is the Venus, and 11th house Lord, that is Moon. If Venus or Moon is in conjunct with Mercury, Saturn, or Venus 2nd and 9th house Lord. So if Venus is conjunct with Mercury or Saturn, or Moon is conjunct with Venus, Saturn, and Venus, that is Venus comes 2 times here because it's a Virgo Lagan. In case of Virgo Lagan, Venus is the Lord of 2nd and the 9th house. So in this way, this yoga is formed. 2nd Lord or the 11th Lord, if he is in conjunction with Lagan Lord, 5th Lord, or the 9th Lord, then the Dhan Yoga is formed. There are so many yogas in Parashari system. I request you to go deep into the matter, but in basic course we have discussed few yogas and we have discussed Dhan Yoga also. Next, it will be our very much important point, that is the Mool Trikona houses. I think we have not covered. Which are the exalted house, which are the debilitated house, we have gone through that. But every planet has some Mool Trikona house, right? And every Lagan, you may say, in that case also there are very auspicious Yog Karaka planets are there. Suppose in case of Aries ascendant, I may rotate this chart for better. In case of Aries ascendant, you see Sun, Mars is the Lagan Lord, Sun is the 5th Lord, and Jupiter is the 9th Lord. They are the most auspicious planets, right? Inauspicious planets are, though Mars in the Aries chart also Lord of the 8th house, but still it's a Lagan Lord, it is considered as always benefic. But the 6th Lord is Mercury and 12th Lord is Jupiter, so they are not very good result giver in this case. Also Venus is not considered good, as it's a lord of Marka house, right? We shall discuss in details about Marka and Badhaka. And in case of Taurus Lagan, if we rotate the chart in Taurus Lagan, in case of Taurus Lagan, Lagan Lord is Venus, is always benefic. 5th Lord is Mercury, always benefic, and 9th Lord is Saturn. These are the Yogkari planets, that is the auspicious planets for this chart. In case of Gemini sign, Lagan Lord is Mercury, 5th Lord is Venus, and Saturn is the 9th Lord. These are auspicious result giver planets. These are in the stricken on the trine, right? In case of Cancer Lagan, Moon, Lagan Lord, Mars, 5th Lord, and Jupiter, 9th Lord. In case of Leo Lagan person, Sun, the Lagan Lord, Jupiter, the 5th Lord, and Mars, the 9th Lord. In case of Virgo, in this case it is Virgo, it is Mercury, it is Saturn, and it is Venus. In case of Libra Lagan, Lagan Lord is Venus, 5th Lord is Saturn, and 9th Lord is Mercury. In case of Scorpio Lagan, Lagan Lord is Mars, 5th Lord is Jupiter, and 9th Lord is Moon. In case of Sagittarius, Lagan Lord is Jupiter, 5th Lord is Mars, and 9th Lord is Sun. In case of Capricorn, Lagan Lord is Saturn, Venus, 5th Lord, and Mercury, 9th Lord. You see, the trine lords are usually great friends. In the friendship and enmity chapter, you will find. And in case of every Lagan, you see, trine lords are friends because they are auspicious for that chart. In case of Aquarius Lagan, Lagan Lord is Saturn, 5th Lord is Mercury, and 9th Lord is Venus. In case of Pisces Lagan, Lagan Lord is Jupiter, 5th Lord is Moon, and 9th Lord is Mars. So these are the auspicious planets for specific Lagan specific charts, right? So I think you have enjoyed today's session. We have discussed many yogas, many things. I request you to listen this session times and again and make your own notes. See you in the next session. Namaskar. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaskar. Welcome to the new session of Parashari Jyotish. Let's start our session with the prayer to God. Om Sthapakaya च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मो स्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. जननी सरदां देवी रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरु पादपद्मे त्वं स्थित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. Let's start. As you know, the timing of the event is determined in Parashari system by Vimshattari Dasha mainly. There are other dashas also, Ashtattari and other dashas, many dashas are there, but specially used dasha system is Vimshattari Dasha. 120 years total the dasha period. It's taken that total 120 years of the several years are considered, and from Ketu the dasha system actually starts from Ketu 7 years, Venus 20 years, Sun 6 years, Moon 10 years, then Mars 7 years, then Rahu 18 years, then Jupiter 16 years, then Saturn 19 years, and Mercury 17 years. So within every dasha or the Mahadasha, there are Antardashas and Pratyantardashas. Suppose in Ketu Mahadasha, the Antardasha starts from Ketu, then Antardasha of Venus, then Sun, then Moon, then Mars, in this way up to Mercury. From Venus Mahadasha, after completion of Ketu's Mahadasha, Venus Mahadasha starts. Venus Mahadasha maximum time of 20 years, and within Venus Mahadasha, first Antardasha would be from Venus, then Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, then Ketu last. After completion of Venus, then comes Saturn, Sun's Mahadasha. Sun's Antardasha starts from Sun, then Moon, Mars according to Vimshattari Dasha sequence. The Dashas are Antardashas are calculated, and within the Antardasha the Pratyantar are also calculated, and within the Pratyantar in the same sequence order, Mahadasha, then Antardasha, then Pratyantar then Sukshma Dasha, and then Pran Dasha. These are the Dasha system in Vimshattari Dasha. It is taken. But the actual calculation of the birth Dasha is a complete different matter. We have no scope here in the basic course of discussing that, and usually you find it in the software. You don't have to calculate according to birth nakshatra and the position of the moon what are the remaining dashas of the birth dashas. We don't have to go in such things. We are mainly dealing with the predicting part. We have to predict right, and we have to give right remedy to our client. It is our motto, right? So this is the dasha sequence which you must have to remember, from Ketu, then Venus, then Sun, then Moon, then Mars, then Rahu, then Jupiter, then Saturn, then Mercury. And the same dasha sequence will take place in every Mahadashas, and under every Mahadasha there are Antardasha, and after every Antardasha there are Pratyantardasha, and and within every Pratyantardasha there is Sukshma Dasha, and within every Sukshma Dasha there is Prana Dasha. So this is the Dasha system, mainly Mahadasha, Antardasha and Pratyantardasha. These three sequences of Vimshattari Dasha are taken, and maximum prediction is done within these three Dasha systems, right? Now look at the software. Here the Vimshattari Dasha system is given, and in this Dasha system, Jupiter Mahadasha, the man born in the 23rd September 1991. So the person born within the Mahadasha of Jupiter 1991, the person born Jupiter Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, and within Venus Antardasha the person born, you can see 1991, that is 9, the person born 23rd September, so September 23rd. So Jupiter Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha and Mercury Pratyantardasha, that starts from 9/7/91 and that lasts up to 23/11/91, because from 24th/11 Ketu Pratyantardasha was operating. So within this time, that is Jupiter Venus Mercury period, the person born. And now after completing Jupiter's Mahadasha, the person gone through Saturn Antardasha. After Saturn Antardasha, Mercury Mahadasha starts from 8/7/2016. First Mercury Mahadasha and Mercury Antardasha, then Ketu, Venus according to Vimshattari Dasha system, you know. Now the person is going through Mahadasha, Mercury and Venus, and next Mercury and Sun Antardasha will commence from 2nd October 2022. So this is the Vimshattari Dasha system, and the Dasha planet, which is actually the Mahadasha or Antardasha or Prantardasha planet, they are actually activated. Now the person, he is going through Mahadasha of Mercury, Antardasha of Venus and Antardasha of Venus, and within Antardasha of Venus the person is going through. Let's see what the Pratyantardasha is going. Yes, Mahadasha of Mercury, Venus, and Mercury, Venus, Mercury starts from uh, 9/3 to 2022. Then Mercury, Venus, Ketu. It starts from 8/3/8 2022. That is, I am recording the video, and the person is going through the Mahadasha of Mercury, Venus, Mercury, and from 8th of August the person will be under Mercury, Venus, Ketu, right? And then Venus Mahadasha Antardasha will end here. Then Sun Antardasha starts, Mercury and Sun, that will start from 2nd of October 2022. First Sun Antardasha, within Sun Antardasha, Sun Pratyantardasha, then Moon Pratyantardasha, then Mars, then Rahu. You can see the Dasha system, how it's rotating. And these planets are actually active, and the person will get the results of this planet. How? Suppose person is going through the Mahadasha of Mercury. In the Mercury Mahadasha, Mercury is seated in the 9th house. So 9th house is active. Mercury is the lord of 7th house and the 10th house. So 7th and 10th house are also active. The person will get the results of 7th house and 10th house also. Mercury is conjunct with Jupiter. Jupiter is the Lagan lord in case of Sagittarius Lagan person. So when Jupiter is also activated through Mercury, so the person will get the results of 1st house and the 4th house throughout the period of Mercury, because Jupiter is conjunct and Mercury is the enemy of Jupiter. So the results of 1st house and 4th house will be modified by Mercury, as Mercury is conjunct with Jupiter, and Jupiter is not a good condition with its enemy. So the person may not good result in his especially about himself and also about his mother and his family. But the person Mercury is posited in its friends or neutral house. So Mercury have no problem. So person will not have very much to suffer about his partnership, that is 7th house Karakatvas and the 10th house Karakatvas. But here one thing, Mercury is aspecting Moon by its 7th aspect, and Moon is the lord of 8th house. So throughout the period of Mercury, 8th house will remain active. So in the Mahadasha of Mercury, person will get the results of 1st house, 4th house, 7th house, 10th house and 8th house, within which 8th house is very much problematic for every person. The person will not get good results of 1st and 4th house. So we can say that the Mercury Mahadasha will not be very good for this person, right? Now within the Mercury Mahadasha, when the Mahadasha of Venus will operate, Venus is posited in the 8th house, so 8th house will get super active. Venus is the lord of 6th house and 11th house. These are also the 3 houses. So when Venus will operate, the person will not get good result. So this is how we can actually make prediction through Vimshattari Dasha, and the timing we say from what time to what time the Dasha will operate, and from what time to what time what are the houses that will get activated, and the planets posited or planet aspecting or planet lordship. According to lordship, we actually make prediction what may happen to a person on that period of time. Next comes very important point, divisional charts. According to Rishi Parashara, only birth chart is not sufficient for prediction. Astrologer must have to go through others charts also. These are called divisional charts. That is, a house is divided by multiple fractions, and then a chart is prepared of that particular house, and then the prediction is made. That is a microscopic observation of a house, you may say, of a specific field, of a specific uh, side of the horoscope or specific point of the horoscope is the divisional chart. Suppose here Rishi Parashara has argued for Shorash Vargas. Shorash means 16, Vargas means division. So 16 divisional charts he actually advocated. Number 1 is Lagna chart or D1 chart. Number 2 is Hora chart. Hora chart means it's a microscopic chart of the second house, that is house of wealth. It's seen for wealth and prosperity. Number 3 is Drekana chart, D3. It's for third house, right? It's for brother, sister and their welfare. Also the body and the efforts comes under this chart. Number 4 is Chaturthamsha, that is D4. It's for luck, it's for residence. Number 5 is Shaptamsha, D7. For children, it's the fifth house of the horoscope is seen under microscope by Shaptamsha chart, D7. It's for children, grandchildren, character and temperament. The most important, D9, that is Navmangsha chart. It's the for spouse. It's the microscopic observation of 7th house of the horoscope. It's for spouse, general fortune. It's an alternate birth chart also, because it's Rishi Parashara has given the same importance of D1 and D9, right? Next, Dashamsha chart, D10. D10 for profession, for specific benefit. Dashamsha chart is the microscopic observation of 10th house of the horoscope. Number 8 is Dwadashamsha chart, that is the D12. It's for father and the mother. So we have to very much careful about that. Chaturthamsha D4 actually for luck and residence, but Dwadashamsha D12 for father and the mother. If we want specific something, if we want specific prediction for our parents, then we have to go to the Dwadashamsha chart, D12. Next Shodashamsha chart, D16 for pleasure and troubles, for happiness and sorrow. D16 is looked into. Then D20 Vimshamsha chart, for spiritual pursuit. We have to see Vimshamsha chart. Next, for D24 Chaturvimshamsha chart, it's also known for Siddhamsha chart, and it's for education and learning. Next, Vamsha chart, D27, also called Shaptavimshamsha chart. D27 is called Shaptavimshamsha. Shaptavimshamsha. It's for strength and weakness. Next, Trimshamsha chart, D30. Trimshamsha chart is for miseries and troubles. Trimshamsha charts. Then D40. D40 is called Khavidamsha chart, and it's for auspiciousness and inauspiciousness and happiness. D40 is seen. Next, D45. D45. D45 is called Akshadevamsha. Akshadevamsha chart is for all things combined. Everything is combined here. And last not the least, D60, that is Shashtiyamsha chart. So Parashari Rishi advocated that an astrologer should consider total 16 charts. It's called Shodash Vargas. And from these total 16 charts, actually the person and all the aspects of life is actually completely predicted, right? So we have completed our few basic things. Actually, what is in the basic course actually we have completed, but still few things are there which should be illustrated to you in order to make a beautiful prediction from birth charts. So in the next session we shall continue with a few more points which are necessary. See you again. Namaskar. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaskar. Welcome to the new lesson of Parashari Astrology. We shall make everything practical now. We shall discuss from direct software. Let's start today's session with prayer to God. Om Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharmo Sarupine Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namah. Janani Saradang Devi Ramakrishnam Jagat Guru Padapadme Tvang Sitva Pranamami Bho. Let's start today's session. Actually, we have completed whatever course content are in this course, basic course. But I want to clarify something. For that reason, this is a special bonus class and this is the last class. Now look at this chart. Here Vishnu Lakshmi Raj Yoga is there because 4th house Lord Sun and 5th house Lord Mercury are in conjunct in the 12th house. Now whenever you approach to a new chart, I have told you that you first have to see the Lagna and the Lagna Lord, the position, the planets sitting in the Lagna, the planets posited in the trines, and the planets and the conditions of the Kendra houses, right? In this case, Ketu, which is not benefic, present in the Lagna. Lagna Lord Venus is in 11th house. And Lagna is aspected by Jupiter. Lagna is aspected by Rahu, if you consider Rahu have its 7th aspect, and Lagna is aspected by these two planets. Mars is aspecting 10th house, Saturn. So when Mars aspecting Saturn, this is not a good condition for Saturn, you know. On the other hand, Jupiter is aspecting Lagna, that's a very good sign. Mercury and Sun aspecting 6th house, no planets posited there. Venus aspecting Jupiter, that's a not good for Jupiter, but Jupiter aspecting Venus, that's okay. So this is the aspect and the conditions. Moon aspecting Saturn, it's not very good for Saturn, but Saturn aspecting Moon, Moon have no problem with Saturn, but Saturn have problems with Moon. So this is the condition of the aspects. Now this Raj Yoga, that is 4th house Lord Sun and 5th house Lord Mercury, they are conjunct in the 12th house. If they are conjunct in Kendra houses or in trines, then the result will have been delivered much better. This result will not be so much good because the conjunction happened in the trig house. But still here is a Raj Yoga there. So in this case, if we want to know what are the bad yogas or the uh, yogas that are not very good for the native, number one comes the Dainya Yoga, that is the miseries, yogas for miseries, not present in this chart, but you will find many charts. That is exchange of 6th Lord, 8th Lord and 12th Lord with any other lords. Suppose exchange of 6th Lord with 7th Lord, with 10th Lord, with Lagna Lord, with 2nd Lord, and exchange of 8th Lord with other lords, exchange of 12th Lord with other lords. This is not a good yoga. This is not a good yoga. This is Daina Yoga. Suppose 6th Lord and Lagan Lord are exchanged. This is Daina Yoga. Here not such yogas are happening, but you will find many charts that 8th Lord and Lagan Lord, 8th Lord and 4th Lord are in exchange. That is not a good yoga. That is a Daina Yoga, right? Also, Daridra yogas are there. Daridra yogas means Lagan Lord and 2nd Lord, 5th Lord, 9th Lord and 11th Lord are weak and afflicted by malefic or Maraka planets and or trick or by trick lords, right? Lagan Lord, 2nd Lord, 5th Lord, 5th Lord, 9th Lord or 11th Lord, they are weak, they are afflicted by malefics and Marakas, and they are in the trick house or they are aspected by trick lords. These are also Daina yogas. Arishta yogas are there. Association of Maraka planets enhances the virulence. Arishta yoga means that is indicate disease, difficulty, struggle, death. If heavy affliction is there, loss of wealth, loss of reputation. Now how Arishta yoga is formed? Relation of Lagan Lord with 6th Lord, 8th Lord or 12th Lord, or between 6th, 8th and 12th themselves. If yogas are formed, then it is called Arishta Yoga. On the other hand, Dhani Yoga, relationship of Lagan Lord, 2nd Lord, 5th Lord, 9th Lord and 11th Lord. If these relations are happens between Lagan Lord, 2nd Lord, 5th Lord, 9th Lord and 11th Lord, then that's the Dhani Yoga. So these yogas are actually seen in Parashari Jyotish, and yogas have a very good impact in case of Parashari Jyotish. Now, one thing we have to notice for each and every planet. Suppose here Lagan Lord is Venus. Venus is in 12th house. Venus is in the house of Jupiter. We have to also look at the Venus condition in the Navamsha chart, that is D9 chart. Here is the D9 chart. Look at Venus. Venus is in the 5th house, own sign. So, condition of the Venus from Venus is in 11th house. 11th house is not considered so good house according to Parashari Jyotish, but Venus in its own position of the Lagna chart in the 7th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is in the 7th house in the Navamsha chart. We know a planet posited in the house, whatever house it's posited in the Lagna chart, if it moves to the Kendra position in the Navamsha chart, that's fine, that's a good placement. So Venus here placed 7th from its original position. Here it is in 11th house. In Lagan chart it is in 7th house. 11th house and 7th house 1/7 position apart. So Venus has gone to the 7th house from its position. It's a good placement. Also Venus is in own sign. It's also a very good placement. So we can say Lagna Lord Venus is in good condition overall, because Parashari has told us that a planet is very good in birth chart, but if it is not so good in Navamsha chart, then the planet will not deliver good results. And a planet is very good, very bad in birth chart, but it is improved very much in the Navamsha chart, then that will also not give so much bad result. That will give rather good results. So we have to look at onto the main Navamsha chart also when predicting the condition of the planet. Suppose here Saturn is in own house and in own Rashi. So position of the Saturn is very good, we can say here. Let's look at the Saturn condition in Navamsha. In the Navamsha, Saturn is in the house of enemy. Saturn is in the 6th house. So, though Saturn has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ninth position from itself, that's good. But Saturn is in the sign of enemy, it's not good. So, ultimately, the result of the Saturn will not be so much good which is expected after seeing the birth chart, right? In the same way, Moon is in the 4th house, Moon is in the good condition, Moon is in friend's house, that is sign of Leo, no problem. In the Navamsha chart, Moon is in Kendra. So Moon gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th house. That's the Kendra position from this position. If we consider it is 1, then this is the 10th house. So 10th position Moon gone, that's very good. But Moon gone to the sign of Mercury. Moon gone to the sign of Mercury. Moon have no problem with Mercury. So no problem with Moon. So Moon is in good condition. Ketu, which is in Lagna of the D1 chart or the birth chart, also is in Lagna of the D9 chart. This is a very good placement. This is a very good planet. This planet is now changed, because if the planet is in the same house in the birth chart and the Navamsha chart, then the malefic effect of the planet is very much neutralized, you can say, right? So this is a very good planet considered in case of this person. In this way, you have to go deep into the matter and you have to see what will be the result of each and every house, and what will be the aspects, what are the conjunctions, what are the, if there is any exchange, if there is any yogas. These everything you have to take into consideration when you predict according to Parashari astrology. One more thing here I want to mention. Suppose this person is going through Moon Mahadasha, right, at this time. So Moon is in the 4th house. So you can see the planet posited in the 4th house. So 4th house is active. Moon is the lord of 3rd house here. Cancer sign, Moon lordship. So 3rd house is also active. Planet posited in the 3rd house, Mars. Mars will also be active. And Moon aspecting Saturn. Saturn will also be active. So Moon will specifically give result to its position where it is posited and the sign which is Moon Lord, lordship and position. Now we can say that the person's 4th house will be active. That is, it's a Jatak or a Jatika who will see events related to his or her 4th house. 4th house for mother, 4th house for home, house, vehicle, fourth house for mental peace, fourth house for education. Now, if we approach it in a different way, suppose third house is the house of younger siblings. So the native may have younger brother or sister. Native's fourth house is active, means his or her younger sibling's second house is active. So his or her younger sibling will get results of second house. So we may predict that if the native has brother or sister, then his brother or sister will definitely have good second house results now. Second house for money, second house for larger family, and second house for food, second house for foods and drinks, second house for relatives, second house for that is earned money. So the person of the younger sibling of the native will have some events related to these things. Fourth house is active of the native. Fourth house is also 12 from the fifth house. Fifth house is of the students. So 12 from the fifth house, fifth house for the children. So for children, 12th house is active, 12th house is loss, 12th house is investment, 12th house is away from home, 12th house is some kind of hospitalization, 12th house is some kind of expenses. So these events will happening to the child of the native. Fourth house is also 10th house from the 7th house. 7th house is for spouse. So 10th house is, we know 10th house is for career, 10th house is for status. So some career related events will happen to the spouse of the native, because 7th house is the spouse and 4th house is the 10th from the 7th house. Also 4th house is father's 8th house. So father will have misfortune, father will have obstacles, father will have some monetary gain, unexpected gain or loss will happen at the time 4th house is operating for the native. 4th house is 6th house to the elder siblings of the native. Elder siblings we see from 11th house, 4th house is 6th house from the 11th. So 6th house related events, that is disease, that is enemies, that is deaths, these are all happenings for the younger siblings of the native. In this way, we can predict not only about the native but also all the related persons, family members concerned of the native according to this system. This system is very interesting and very much scientific. I request you to practice total this system, right? And in the advanced course, this system will be elaborately discussed, and how to predict, how to take everything into consideration when we are predicting. Everything is actually discussed in the advanced course. But in basic course, I have given you some clue. Practice yourself. You will also find some miraculous results, and you will also can make stunning predictions with these points. So we are concluding this course here. Hope you will be very well and you will predict very nice with the grace of God. Thank you. So with that, we are concluding the basic course. Hope you have learned a lot. Though K.N. Rao, the great Rao Sahib, has written in his book that a single life is not sufficient for astrology. So I request you to go deep into the matter, learn more and more, and whatever I have tried to teach you, if there is any mistake, that's mine, and if I have taught you anything very right, very beautiful, that's of my gurus. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy. Namaskar. Om Namah Shivaya.